back to the Loopy Studio. Today I'm here with a brand new video for you guys. We're going to be recapping and interviewing Heartland Season 14, Episode 8, titled Changing Gears. And I'm here with my mom, Stacy mduhzay. Thanks for joining me.
Hey, guys.
And we have our puppy, Chloe, down here sleeping. She got her first bath tonight, and we've had her for a few weeks, and she's getting a lot better, where she's getting trained really good. And eventually she'll be more active in our videos, maybe. We're gonna go ahead and jump in. So my overall thoughts for this episode is that it was a really good episode, probably one of the best ones of the season, and it's because they included emotional moments. They highlighted one of the main aspects of the show, and that's rodeo. They really highlighted the meaning of that, and they've done like events, but like this episode really highlighted like what is rodeo, what does it mean to like the characters who have done it for like a living since like the first season. I thought they did a really good job with that, and plus focusing more on like the side characters, giving them more screen time, and again the emotional moments with bringing Ty's death back into the picture and like having Jack and Amy deal with it. And that moment towards the end was very emotional. What did you think of the episode?
I thought it was a really good episode. I like how they went back to the heart of the show with the rodeo, and I thought it really tugged at your emotions multiple times from different characters. So I really liked it.
And maybe one that, like, for instance, like Lou not being in the episode might have been a good thing. Yep. I mean, I know that we're not the biggest fan, but like, she's in nothing against the actress, but she's just not the best in these emotional settings, I don't think. I think that she's is good when it comes to like be like the mayor, for instance, being like brave in that kind of sense. But I think like Amber Marshall, who plays Amy, is a really good emotional actress, and Sean Johnson, who plays Jack, is a really good emotional actor. I think it just depends on the best way that you are at. And like this episode was very emotional, and that was good to have Amy and Jack involved in the same storyline. We'll go ahead and start with so Kayla brought Ty's motorcycle, and they had to sell that, to kind of like settle down. Amy and Ty did last season, and Caleb decided to bring it to Heartland for Amy, but has more of a meaning on Jack though. And he's kind of like, when they went on that motorcycle trip, for Ty to spread his dad's ashes, and how, Ty was glad that Jack went up with him. And how, Jack decided to try to fix the motorcycle, but this person, he was looking for like a part, the carbonator, right?
Carburetor, yeah.
Carburetor. He found one for 300 from the UK, and then he found a 600 one in town, and this guy was kind of being shady, when it came to selling it, and like, just tricking them. So then he decided to, Jack kind of, which was funny because I don't think we've ever heard him say "cut the crap."
Yeah, that was funny.
But they kind of went back, and Amy got it, and they said that Jack says he wishes that he got to thank Ty for more. He says that this motorcycle meant something to Ty, and it meant something to me too. I wish we got to like, kind of like do like one last trip together, for instance. Have like these things and like something that we bond over, and like, he really highlighting his emotions towards Ty's death. I think that it's been needed, and those two characters are the ones that I think they needed to focus on the most, because those are the ones closest to Jack. What do you think of this whole storyline?
I thought it was really good. I loved seeing Jack finally truly deal with the loss of Ty, who was like a son to him, and we're kind of seeing some healing starting to take place. So it was just interesting to see him journey through that experience, through his emotions of getting the motorcycle fixed up, and almost like he was wanting to kind of procrastinate and put it off. And it was just that macho, I can't handle these emotions, I can't show these emotions, I have to be that strong person. But to see him finally to break down and begin to show those emotions so that he could heal, it was definitely very heartfelt scenes.
And I feel like Amy has gotten to the point, like I think that she was like a little bit ahead of Jack when it came to the healing process. Because, like, I think that she, of course, she's still struggling. I mean, even though it's been over a year, she still lost her husband. That's something you really have to deal with. But I think that now, I think that I think that having all those dreams got her somewhere, and I think that Jack needed this to get past his healing. Because, like, like the last episode focused more like Lindy, and her, like, finding out that her dad was gone. I think every character besides Tim, and maybe he'll get something, has reacted to Ty's death in a way. All the main characters.
Yeah.
But we'll kind of move over to Tim. So, there's kind of like Tim and Jessica are officially together now, and I was not expecting a little like argument in the relationship to be about rodeo. Casey was into rodeo. Janice was into not rodeo per se, but into that sort of like aspect. Jessica, I think that she just really wants to understand Tim's lifestyle, because she didn't understand why you would want to play dangerous and that kind of thing. And I think that this episode was really focusing on Tim and Jessica like understanding each other. Would you agree?
Definitely. And Tim, she saw the danger and how people can get hurt in this sport, and Tim, it's just ingrained in him, and he wanted her to see that. And so yeah, and I think she finally did. So that book she made for him really caused that disagreement with them to kind of be healed for sure. And the kiss helped too.
I would agree. I think that that storyline, while it wasn't needed, I think it helped the characters develop in a way. And I think that seeing like the danger and like her not really understanding like why Tim is hooked on the sport, and I think that conversation with Caleb helped her too. Like, rodeo is not about the danger per se. It's something that they do for a living. There's just many deep layers, and you just learn to grow as like a rodeo star, for instance. The rodeo people in the show. They really highlighted a focus on like Tim, Caleb, and Jade being like the rodeo stars, of the show, and I did really like that. But Jessica made Tim like a rodeo album, which instead of focusing more like the danger, she really focused on like highlighting the focus of this show. Would you agree?
I definitely agree. Yeah.
So now it looks like there'll be smooth sailing. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that like there's not going to be rocky waters ahead.
Yeah, well, it's
but
Tim.
It's Tim, but like I think he got a little bit of development too.
Definitely.
And I think that was nice. Okay, so Caleb. Now we knew that he was going to have some sort of like bad fall all the way back from the extended trailer, and it finally happened this episode. I thought it was going to be something more serious based on the way that they put it in the trailer, but he's fine. But that makes him realize that he doesn't want to do rodeo anymore, mainly because not anything to do with the rodeo school, though Tim's not the easiest person to work with, I'm sure. But he has a son. He doesn't want to lose his life doing a dangerous sport. Like he wouldn't want like his son to follow in those footsteps too, after finding out that his dad died that way. So he realizes he needs to take a step back. And it seems like he's still gonna, of course, work at the rodeo school. He's gonna enjoy doing what he loves, and like he hasn't done that kind of thing for a while. But I think this episode really highlighted him dealing with like his love of rodeo, kind of taking a backseat, although still helping people. And I think that they really highlighted the relationships between Caleb and Amy, and surprisingly well with Caleb and Jade too. Like that friendship. And Caleb overall, he got a lot of screen time this episode, and I think he got good development. I think. What did you think of him?
Yeah, I loved that Caleb got screen time. I loved to see him kind of dealing with I'm a father, and what that means to him, and how he wants to be there for his son, and maybe his time is up, and so it's just kind of the struggle between I want to be the best father I can be, and I don't think I can do this and do that, because it is such a dangerous sport, and he doesn't want something to happen to him. That fall really scared him, I think. So to see him kind of wrestle with that, I thought was really neat. But it was kind of neat at the end when Tim says to him, "You're a really good coach," and Caleb says, "Say that again." And it took Tim 2 or 3 tries, but he wasn't quite wanting to say it again. But when he did, Caleb's like, "You know what? Yeah." And it is something, it's in his blood, as he said, and he's passionate about it. So it's going to be neat to see him continue as a coach. So.
And like, I thought it was funny how Caleb didn't smell resignation right on his, but that's Caleb.
Surprise, surprise, yeah.
I think that they could still have like meaningful storylines with him and still have like the like kind of like dumb, nature that's always been him since the very beginning. Of like we see him, he always has a like goofy style.
It's Caleb.
And then Jade's the other one I wanted to talk about. Now we haven't seen her for a little while, and she's back, and she wants to ride bareback, which I don't know much about, like these like type of events, but bareback definitely seems more serious.
Yeah.
Even like based on like Caleb getting bucked off, and Caleb was being protective of Jade, and I like that.
Definitely.
Something like like almost like a brother and sister relationship kind of, but I did really enjoy like him helping her out, and I feel like Jade has proven to show like like she can do whatever a man can do in rodeo, and like we've seen like her character for like so many seasons now, like 7 probably, I think, and like I think that she's gotten to the point where like she has a vision for where she wants to go in rodeo, and she wants to do whatever a man can do. She doesn't want anyone holding her back, and I don't think that was Tim's intention because she was a woman, obviously, because he's grown from that, I think. But I think Tim cares. Everyone cares for her, and she does have like a little bit like she can at times be a little bit too like focused on something. And like at least this wasn't when she was pregnant, the actress, because that's a lot of falls for it's a stunt double, of course. But like a lot of like falling off of horses, a bareback this episode. But what did you think of Jade's whole thing?
Oh, I love seeing Jade. I love her tenacity, her determination that she can do, anything a man can do in the rodeo. And it does appear that it takes a lot more for a female to prove herself in that sport. So it is neat to see her really ambitious and working hard to prove to herself and to everyone else that she can do these sports just the same or better than any man can do. So,
and like I think that I think that they needed an episode to focus on these storylines because they were very important. Jade's interactions with Amy, Caleb, and Tim, and I did really like that. So I think that's kind of all I wanted to say. Overall, great episode. We only have 2 more episodes in the season, and I'm waiting for something big to happen. I mean, I'm not sure necessarily if it will, but I think that there'll be something, maybe not connected to Ty's death, but like, since we're near in the last 2 episodes of the season, I just think something big is going to happen. Overall, what grade would you give this episode?
I'd definitely give it an A.
Solid A. I think last episode was good too, but I think this episode was one of the best in the season. At least maybe my second favorite, because my first one was the premiere, because they did a really good job with that. Okay, so anyways, anything else you want to say about the episode? I
enjoyed it. Good viewing, as always.
Yeah, great job. They've done a fabulous job this season, I think, on the episodes. But definitely one of their better seasons, I think. So anyways, I want to thank her for watching Studio. Say bye to Chloe. She'll be back. And bye.